as we talked about surprises early in the season, anything jump off the page at you?
I mean, honestly, does it have to be a team?
No.
No,
Not
it could
at
be
all.
a player. It could be a team. It could be whatever.
Could be a favorite
I think
podcast.
I think this Matthew Schaefer story has been unbelievable.
Nice.
Obviously the Islanders had a big 7-2 routing win last night against a team that was pretty hot in Detroit, right? Like they were on a pretty good run before losing to Buffalo the other night, but the Islanders again were a team that I don't think many people thought would make the playoffs or even do think will make the
that right.
playoffs. But the fact that they're 4-3-0 right now and their 18-year-old first overall pick has been their best player.
Yeah.
With Barzal too. I'll give Barzal a lot of credit also. I don't think anybody could have anticipated an 18-year-old defenseman to step in and do what Matthew Schaefer's doing and the way he's doing it too, right? He's like he might be the most unhateable player I've ever seen. Obviously his story going into the draft was very well documented and the loss of a mother, I think everyone can sympathize with and feel. But also just his ray of positivity that he continuously brings away from the rink. His post-game interview with Shannon Hogan the other night was unbelievable. And, you see a mature kid, but you do also see a kid who's just so excited to be here. And not just to be here, but to excel. And we talk about, Macklin Celebrini and how he got off to a slow start before the last couple games. And Bedard last year got a lot of criticism. But the personality Schaefer has shown, I'm not saying he won't get any criticism ever, but it's going to be much harder to give a guy like that a hard time when he's just so damn lovable. And for an Islanders team that's been known as old and boring and doesn't do media and doesn't highlight their players' personalities over the past, 7 or 8 years or however long it's been. Like,
and signed Tony DeAngelo.
Yeah. Listen, I like Tony. I've gotten to know him now.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I didn't, obviously I didn't know him when the narratives around him were coming out and I had my judgments, but when you get to know somebody, I think that changes judgments a little bit too. So from my perspective, like I happen to like Tony and I'm not going to, argue if people don't like him, but I do think the Islanders, as far as their whole media perspective and highlighting their team and their players, it's changing and they're fun now. And I think, that's something that Islander fans have always had to, argue about by saying, we're not boring, like stop hating on us. But, right now, for the first 7 games, they are the furthest thing from boring.
All right, let's put aside the Calder Trophy, right? Does Matthew Schaefer have a chance to win the Norris Trophy?
Ooh.
Does he have a chance? I mean, maybe. Like, I don't think he has no chance, but like,
Cale
Cale's
Makar.
already off. Cale's already off to a great start. Lane's off to a great start again.
Yeah.
Quinn's gonna wake
It's
up
tough
at
to
some
say
point.
he has a real shot, but
Outside
I'm not going to. He's definitely in the he's in the conversation so far for sure.
Which is pretty impressive considering he's played 5 NHL games or whatever it is.
18 years old,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a question. I mean, he's showing signs of somebody who can actually be an excellent defenseman in this game.
Well, would it be surprising
he's
to see
unbelievable.
Schaefer legitimately in that Makar Hughes conversation in the next, say, 3 years?
Before that, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think was Lane in that conversation? I don't know if Lane was.
Lane he got some Norris votes last year. Didn't he get a couple? Like, he was right up there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still don't know if in that those two are so different. The Hughes and Makars. While Lane's still an incredible skater, the explosiveness that those two still have over every other defenseman is insane. Like, Werenski has shown it a bit at times too, but that's more north-south versus lateral hip mobility. Like the way that Cale and Quinn can, do that mohawk and turn their hips and just beat guys honestly with their legs opened up versus just going straight down. Mm-hmm. It's wild. The talent it takes to have the skating ability of those two is something I have not really seen. But again, Schaefer is very special, and I don't think we've seen an 18-year-old defenseman step in and look like this ever.